Everyone wants a beautiful aquarium with crystal clear water, active fish, and vibrant plants. But let me tell you a secret. Most aquarists are looking for health in the wrong place. You can have the best filter, the best lighting, and even the hardiest fish, and still see everything go wrong in a few weeks. Do you know why? Because the real secret to a healthy aquarium isn't in the tools, but in the invisible balance that exists within it. Believe me, what separates a stable aquarium from one full of problems is something you won't find on the store shelf. It's a set of small habits, observations, and understandings that transform the tank into a self-sustaining ecosystem. Today, I'm going to show you what really makes an aquarium thrive, the secret that beginners ignore and that experienced aquarists master almost instinctively. And the best part? Anyone can apply this even without spending a penny more. Stick around until the end, because the last point is what changes everything the most. It's what differentiates those who merely keep fish from those who truly create balanced life within an aquarium. 1. The myth of perfect cleanliness. For a long time, I believed that a healthy aquarium was one that looked new every day. Clean glass, no algae, sparkling bottom. But this is one of the biggest myths in aquariums. A sterile aquarium is a dead aquarium. True health doesn't come from the absence of dirt, but from the presence of biological balance. Algae aren't villains, they're like weeds in a garden. They appear when there is an excess of something. And the small particles on the glass? They are signs of microbial life, the heart of the natural water cycle. When we overclean, we kill the bacteria that keep everything in harmony. And then what happens? Ammonia and nitrite levels skyrocket, fish become breathless, and chaos ensues. The lesson I learned is simple. The aquarium shouldn't be cleaned, but cared for. Let it mature. Perform gentle maintenance, preserve the biological filter, and accept small imperfections. They indicate vitality. The secret lies in changing your perspective. A living aquarium is more beautiful than a perfect one. 2. Understand the invisible cycle. If I could go back in time and learn one thing before setting up my first aquarium, it would be this. Nothing is more important than the nitrogen cycle. This is the true engine of life within the aquarium, and almost no one talks about it with the attention it deserves. It all starts with waste. Food, feces, dead leaves. They decompose and release ammonia, which is highly toxic. Beneficial bacteria transform the ammonia into nitrite, which is also toxic. Other bacteria convert nitrite into nitrate, which is much less dangerous and is utilized by plants. It's an invisible cycle, but it's what keeps the water breathable. When you change all the water, wash the filter with chlorine, or overfeed the fish, you interrupt this cycle, and the system collapses. The key is to understand that the aquarium is a constantly maturing organism. You don't set it up, you cultivate it. A practical trick is to use simple ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate tests. They tell you if the cycle is working. And when the levels stabilize, you feel the difference. The water becomes more stable, the smell disappears, and the fish become more active. The secret to health isn't in the filter, it's in the bacteria you can't see. 3. The power of the right feed. Few people realize it, but the health of the aquarium starts with the food. Everything you put in becomes part of the balance, or the problem. I learned this after losing fish, even with clean water. The mistake? Overfeeding, and with the wrong foods. The trick is simple. Feed little, but intelligently. Give only what the fish eat in up to 2 minutes. And vary the menu. Good quality fish food, natural foods, and even a fasting day per week. This works wonders. Fish digest better, the filter works less, and ammonia levels plummet. Another valuable tip. Prefer several small portions throughout the day instead of one large meal. In nature, fish feed little by little.
When you imitate this pattern, the environment becomes more balanced. And never forget, food that sinks and is forgotten at the bottom is poison in slow motion. The less leftover, the healthier the system. Feeding is the invisible link between fish, bacteria, and plants. When it is in harmony, everything else falls into place.
4. Plants are the best natural filter. You know that aquarium that always looks clean and with crystal clear water? It usually has something in common: live plants. Plants are the aquarium's natural filters. They consume nitrates, produce oxygen, and stabilize the pH. In addition, they compete with algae, preventing them from dominating the system. When I started, I thought plants were just decoration. But after I started using species like Anubias, Elodia, and Kabamba, everything changed. The water became more stable, and even the fish became calmer. The secret is understanding that each plant talks to the environment. If the leaves are yellowing, there's a lack of iron. If they're melting, the light is too weak. If they're full of bubbles, they're happy and in full photosynthesis. Invest in adequate lighting, 8 to 10 hours a day, and right fertilization. And never forget, live plants aren't decorations, they're lungs. An aquarium without plants is like a city without trees. It might function, but it will never be truly healthy. 5. Less products, more consistency. This is one of the biggest mistakes I made in the beginning, believing that products solve everything. The store would say, algae, use this. Sick fish, put that on. And I bought everything: algae control, antibacterials, clarifiers, and miracle conditioners. The result? An aquarium full of products and poor in balance. That's when I learned the most valuable lesson. A healthy aquarium doesn't need medicine, it needs routine. Partial water changes, regular testing, and patience are the real secrets. Nature has its own way of healing itself, as long as you don't interfere. Today, I only use the essentials: water conditioner to remove chlorine and heavy metals, light fertilizer for the plants, and nothing else. Time takes care of the rest. If the aquarium is an organism, chemicals are like strong medicines. They work quickly, but cost dearly later. Consistency is the true antidote to chaos. Take a little care every day, and you will see an aquarium that seems to maintain itself. Less chemicals, more biology. That's the real secret.
6. The balance between action and patience. One of the biggest challenges in aquariums is knowing when to act and when to wait. I used to be the kind of aquarist who was constantly tinkering. I'd see a quiet fish, I'd tinker with it. I'd see a little algae, I'd change everything. The result? The aquarium never had the peace to stabilize. The truth is that an aquarium is a system of constant adaptation. It needs time to respond to changes. Each pH adjustment, each new plant, each water change generates small, invisible reactions. And if you interfere too much, it never balances out. The secret is to act like a gardener, observing, adjusting calmly, respecting the natural rhythm. If the aquarium is an orchestra, your role is that of a conductor, not someone who plays all the instruments at the same time. Patience is the virtue of successful aquarists. And the curious thing is that when you stop trying to control everything, things finally start to work. Let time do its work. Nature knows what it's doing, and it's the real secret to the health of any aquarium. After so many years and so many mistakes, I realized one thing. Having a healthy aquarium isn't about dominating nature. It's about coexisting with it. You are not the owner of the aquarium. You are the guardian of a small world with its own rules, rhythms, and balances. The real secret lies in observation, patience, and consistency. When you understand this, aquariums cease to be a fight against problems and become a dance with balance. The water stays clean longer, the fish live longer and behave naturally. The plants grow effortlessly. And most importantly, you feel pleasure in seeing the system thrive, without fear of the next collapse. So if I could sum it all up in one sentence, it would be this: don't try to make your aquarium look healthy, make it be healthy. Now tell me in the comments, what was the biggest mistake you ever made trying to make your aquarium perfect? Leave a like if this video helped you, subscribe to the channel, and share it with that friend who's always struggling with their aquarium. Because in the end, the secret to health is the same for everything in life: balance, consistency, and respect for nature's timing.